How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Just a quick update before we get into the video today. Uploads might be a little bit more sporadic than they usually are at the moment. Just essentially, I've got some, without going into specifics, I've got some pretty serious family stuff going on at the moment. I'm going to try and get ahead and record like a few episodes in advance. So there's days where I can't record, I can just get a video out. But yeah, just fair warning that if there might be a week with no video, and since I can't do community posts on the channel at the moment, I think this would be the best way to give you guys the update. But yeah, now that's out of the way, let's get into the episode. We've got the Champions League first round, second leg game against Sevilla today, as well as an away trip to Sampdoria, and we're still really good. So let's get into it. Welcome back then, folks, to Life After Lukaku. Remember, if you are enjoying the series so far, drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. As you can see, we've been busy since we last met. Since that 1-0 defeat to AC Milan, we have played quite a few games off camera, and don't worry, we haven't dropped off. We responded really well to that defeat against AC. We actually played them in the following game in the Italian Cup quarter-final. It was a 2-1 win there with Tarek Martinez at the double. Followed up with a 3-0 win at home to Empoli. 5-1 win away at Atalanta before taking on Sevilla away from home in the Champions League first knockout round, first leg, in which we won 4-0. Very impressive victory. And followed up that one up with a home win, very impressive home win, 5-0 against Napoli before beating Lazio 5-3. You know, really thrilling game in the Italian Cup semi-final first leg. And then 5-0 away at Spezia before ending on a 2-2 draw at home to Fiorentina. And one thing you might notice from looking at these previous fixtures is there is a certain name that pops up in the goal scoring list quite a lot, which may be a surprise. And that is, of course, Moussa Niakate, our January recruitment who we signed from Mainz. He's come into the team in his most recent run, and he has been absolutely sensational. As you can see with the amount of goals and assists he's getting in that wide centre-back role on the left-hand side. It's making it impossible for me to drop him, really. We've had to do a slight selection tweak to our back three. Because, like I said, with the rate that he's scoring goals and setting goals up from that wide centre back role at the moment, it's just making it impossible for me to drop in. And I have just punched the arm of my chair there. Ow. So the unfortunate player who misses out, really, for Niakate's good form is Stefan de Vrij, who is now on the bench. And Skriniar's been moved slightly into the centre, and Bastoni is now playing as a ball player on the other side. Which, I mean, it does work. Even though he's left-footed, I haven't noticed any drops in performances from him. And this is something I probably should have checked previously, but yeah, thankfully his right foot is down as reasonable. So even though it's not his preferred foot, it's not going to completely, like affect his match ratings or performances. And I just think he's a better passer of the ball than Skriniar is. Even though Skriniar's passing isn't terrible, like 11 passing, 11 vision. If you look at Bastoni with 14 passing and 14 vision, it just makes sense to make him the ball player, even if he is on the not on his favoured foot. But yeah, Moussa Niakate has been an absolute force to this Inter Milan team, and his style was down as leader, which I think having someone like that in that back three is really good to have. So today then we'll be taking on, like I said as the start of the episode, Sevilla at home in that second leg in the Champions League, and then Sampdoria away from home. And as far as the league table is looking like then, we currently have a 10-point lead over AC Milan. Juventus have really dropped off. I've had a couple of disappointing results in the last few fixtures, and Milan are now the team trying to catch us. But with like 9 games remaining, it's not impossible for them to do it. Obviously, that loss to Milan, that loss to Fiorentina has allowed them to gain a little bit more ground on them. But hopefully, we can see out the season and just do enough to get the job done, basically. I think if you look at our remaining fixtures, then there's a couple of tricky ones left in there. Like Lazio at home could be seen as a tough one, and Sassuolo away could definitely cause some problems, but I think we've luckily got a very kind run of fixtures between now and the end of the season, which means we should be able to see out this league title. But that's a problem for another episode. Let's get into then this second leg against Sevilla. We won 4-0 in the first leg, and it's going to take an almighty bottle to screw this one up. Hopefully, it's just a routine win for us. No issues with the starting 11, no suspensions, no injuries or anything of the sort. I mean, Alvaro Vidal's got a little bit of a knock, and he's just come back from knock, so he's on the bench, obviously, like he always is. But yeah, I think we're just going to go with our regular team, and hopefully, like I said, it should be pretty straightforward against Sevilla today. We definitely got quite fortunate with getting Sevilla in the first knockout rounds. Obviously, seeding and all that sort of stuff goes out the window when it comes to the quarterfinals and the semi-finals. And we'll find out who we get in the quarterfinals and potentially semi-finals after this game. I think the draw is like a day or two afterwards, so we'll be able to know who we face. I know Liverpool are still in there. You may have seen they beat Bayern Munich 6-1 at the Allianz Arena, which is mind-blowing. Oh, actually, no, saying that. Sorry, it was 6-1 from the first leg. I apologise. So 6-1 is the score going into the second leg. So Bayern have it all to do to turn that one around. You'd imagine Liverpool would be able to see that one out. And so the ball has just come back up. Like, it was not a great pass from Sensi, but it's hit the corner flag and somehow stayed in. And we have ended up giving the ball away. I mean, Sevilla are a little bit penned in here. Hopefully we can put some pressure on the back line to try and win the ball back. But no, it looks like they're going to get out of it with Rakitic. It's a lovely ball, you have to say, to Rafa Mir, who's managed to get in behind, shot straight at Handanovic, who makes the save and prevents it going out from a court. No, he hasn't. He made the save, caught it, and then ran it out for a corner. Right then, do we need to chat about that, Handanovic? Thankfully, the corner's not resulted in a goal for them, but that was I don't know. It's every now and then something happens in Football Manager, I find, that just leaves me a little bit speechless, and that was definitely one of those moments. As we're coming forward from that corner, I wonder if this is like an actual genuine highlight or just the fact that they've had a corner and it's just continuing. As the ball comes in, Van der Beek finds Dumfries. It's not a great finish. I don't know why he's aimed for the near post there rather than shooting across Bono. Curious as well that Sevilla have Bono playing in goal for them. Yeah, I think this is a game where we can afford to have a slightly off day, really, and maybe not do as well as we normally have been. But as I'm saying this, we are coming forward. It's a lovely ball from Van der Beek to find Robin Gosens. The cross comes in. Andrea Belotti hits the crossbar, and it's cleared away from Sevilla. Yeah, the way we started this game, though, and the way the match stats are shaping up, I think I'm going to be bold here, viewers. I'm going to say we're going to be absolutely fine, and we're going to be into the quarterfinals. Jordan on the edge of the area finds Rakitic, who's going to be one of their main danger men, you have to think. Into Campos, and there's a load of space, and he's found the bottom corner. What was I saying about having one hand, like definitely getting through to the quarterfinals? Not ideal then. We find ourselves 1-0 down at home, and yeah, I mean, defensively, a little bit all over the place here. I think no one really knows where to stand. There's got players duck standing next to each other rather than picking up Sevilla players, and a Campos. It's a pretty straightforward finish into the bottom corner. And Sevilla, against the run of play, you have to say, have taken the lead. And now I've just seen Lautaro Martinez has got a pulled, or suspected pulled groin. Yeah, I think we have to be sensible and take him off, really. I think we'll get Edin Dzeko on. We'll swap him and Belotti around and get Edin Dzeko on as that target forward. It's important to remember in FM, with the way team talks work and the way shouts work, especially, like even if you're in two-legged affairs, even if you're losing it on the day, it's definitely worth praising them if you're still leading on aggregate, because if you try to encourage or demand more, they'll react negatively to it, which I don't really think makes a lot of sense, to be honest with you. But you know, hey ho, it's what's in the game, and we have to use it accordingly. As Barella, oh my word, Nicolo Barella, is that a cross or is that a shot? If that's a shot, that is one of the goals of the season. According to the text commentary, he didn't mean it. It looks to me by the animation that he actually went for goal there. But if that's a cross that's just gone over Bono, then fair enough. But it certainly looked like an impressive finish in the match engine. I'm gonna say he shot, viewers. I'm just gonna say he shot. I don't care what the text commentary says. That is an outstanding goal from Nicolo Barella. Lovely stuff then. So 1-1 on the night, 5-1 now in aggregate, and now I can confidently say, I'm not going to say it because they've got a highlight, and if I say what I was about to say, they'll almost definitely score. So let's just see how this plays out. As a Campos, who's certainly been their danger man in this game, running down our left-hand side. Ball comes in, and defensively, it's a mess. It's not great from us there. It's a low drilled cross in from a Campos, and Rafa Mir. I mean, I thought Handanovic sort of hesitated to come off his line, I think. I have noticed that in a thing with him this year, where if it's a low-driven cross across the 6-yard box, goalkeepers usually just sort of end up in no man's land and aren't really sure what to do. They normally end up either just falling to their knees or just sort of leaving it to the defenders to deal with it, and more often than not, the defenders don't deal with it because crossing is quite overpowered this year as Dumfries swings it in. But yeah, okay, 2-1 down the night, 5-2 on aggregate with about 20 minutes to go. I mean, they need 4. I mean, away goals aren't a thing this year. So despite the fact we scored 4 at their place, it doesn't really give us any, more of an advantage as Van der Beek. I mean, talk about goal of the season, that would have been unbelievable. So as I was saying, Sevilla basically have to score 3 goals to level the tie and take it to extra time. And they need to score 4 in order to progress. I mean, like I said, there's 20 minutes left. I don't think that's going to happen. I will say, though, Handanovic, Skriniar and Niakate, who I bigged up at the start of the episode, of not having the greatest games ever. We've got 5 subs to use. We're going to switch, get Bastoni on the left-hand side. We'll bring De Vrij on. A bit of experience in the back line just helps see this one out. Van der Beek, despite that incredible effort hitting the crossbar, we'll get Joaquin Correa on. And I think that maybe we'll do... Actually, no, Sensi is absolutely shut. I've just noticed. Let's get Gagliardini on as well to play in the middle. So 4 subs all at once. It's a bit risky. We've still got an extra sub to use if we need it. But again, I mean, if it was a league game and we were losing 2-1, I'd be absolutely furious because in terms of shots and everything like that, we've definitely dominated. They've had like 5 shots compared to like our 19. But they've just been more clinical than we have, clearly. And like I said, just defensively for us, it's just not been fantastic. But I said earlier, we can kind of afford to have a game like this, given the advantage we had from the first leg. That's where we're coming forward again, though. Barella, I mean, they've got a lot of players back, Sevilla. They are, which is curious. They seem to be quite set up quite defensively, given the situation they find themselves in. Which kind of works for us, really. If we could have all this possession in their half and just don't give them the ball, then if we can just do that for the next 15 minutes, we're through into the quarterfinals, which you absolutely would take. As Gagliardini, I'm going to say, we're moving it around brilliantly, viewers, and Joaquin Correa off the bench. You got to say, it's a lovely goal from Inter Milan there. Like, we kept the ball brilliantly and just like working those patterns, working those triangles, and working the space. And it's paid off for us. Lovely work down the left-hand side from Goossens and Bastoni here, and Gagliardini as well. And eventually gets into the area for Joaquin Correa, and it's a simple tap in into the bottom corner, and it's yeah, happy with that. 2-2 on the night and 6-2 on aggregate. 13 minutes to go, viewers. I'm going to say it. I think we're in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Okay, we've got one more sub to make. Goossens is going to make way for Federico Di Marco. Some fresh legs down the left-hand side, but I think that might be a bit of too much of a sucker punch for Sevilla to deal with here, as hopefully the time will just tick away, and we'll get ourselves into full time at the end of the match, as we do. And it is 6-2 on aggregate to Inter Milan. Not our greatest performance, it has to be said. And in terms of like 90-minute games, that's 2 back-to-back 2-2 draws now. So maybe we need to. I don't think we need to do anything drastic, like adjust the tactics or anything like that. But maybe we just need to be a bit something to look out for in the Sampdoria game. I think if things go badly against Sampdoria, then we may have to think about tweaking some things, or it might be like a case of just rotating different players in. Maybe we've got some tired legs in the team. Completely forgot. Even though I mentioned it earlier, we have got the Champions League draw for the quarters and the semi-finals. So let's find out then who we are going to be facing in the next round of the Champions League. The teams that are left, Atalanta, Dortmund, Man City, Barcelona, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester United. I'll be honest, give me anyone except the English teams. I don't fancy. I've got to be honest. I don't really fancy us against any of the English teams. I mean, we've beaten and drawn with Liverpool already in our group, so maybe we know a little bit more about Liverpool. But I think Atalanta, Dortmund, or Barca, given the state they currently find themselves in, I'll actually back us against. So let's find out then. It's not Dortmund. It's not Barca. I've got a horrible feeling it's going to be Man City or Liverpool. But let's find out. We're at home in the first leg against Manchester City. Oh, of course we are. Not ideal then in the slightest, as Liverpool get Atalanta. I mean, it's kind for them, you have to say, and Man United play Chelsea. Semi-final then, let's see who we're potentially going to face off against. It's going to be Liverpool or Atalanta if we do get to the semi-finals. Wow then. Okay, so when will this Manchester City games be played? Interesting. I think what we'll do is for the next episodes, we will do both of the Manchester City games. I think we'll and we'll just play Torino in between, like as a sort of like, I'll update you when goals go in. I think that's the plan. Right then, Manchester City in the next round. Thankfully we're at home first, so hopefully we can get a decent result in our home leg and get a big enough scoreline to take to the Etihad. As Ranocchia has scratched his skull. That's not great. Thankfully he's only like a fringe player for us, and I think he's actually leaving at the end of the season. So it's not going to be a huge miss for us, but it is one less centre-back option that we've now got available to us. Right then, Sampdoria away. I mentioned it that we may have to make some changes for this game. I did notice there were a few tired bodies in the side, so I've just made brought a few rotationary players in. Edin Dzeko, partners Martinez up front. Correa comes in after his goal in the last leg. I think he deserves a start after that. Gagliardini and Vidal come in for Barella and Sensi, with DiMarco coming in for Robin Goossens, and Stefan De Vrij coming in for Bastoni, who I think could do with a little bit of a rest as well. Right then, we've made some changes to the team. We've got some fresh legs out there, hopefully. It should be enough to get the job done away at Sampdoria. Sampdoria definitely decided not to be underestimated, given they have Quaggy out front. I've just seen Dumfries has picked up a knock, so we're going to have to use an early substitution here. But we've got Matteo Darmian on the bench if needed. We'll see how this highlight plays out, and we'll see what the extent of the injury is. Lautaro Martinez running down the left-hand side, looking for Gagliardini. It's not the best ball in, you have to say. And Sampdoria have it back with the goalkeeper. Adero, I believe is how you pronounce that, is launched forward. I haven't seen Nicarte though. And we'll start again, building from the back as Martinez maybe looking for a run of Dzeko. I mean, Dzeko's not going to really the type of place to make a run in behind. There's the ball forward there, dealt with easily by Sampdoria. Weird highlight this, not really sure which way. It looks like it's going to go our way. Is Dzeko? That's a fantastic pass to Lautaro Martinez, and it's straight at Aldero. I mean, the linesman's flag was up anyway, so I doubt it would have counted. As Darmian now fresh on the pitch, down the right hand side, his blocks, but the ball comes in. And again, they are dealing with our crosses into the area this so far. Sampdoria. That's one thing we have been quite good at, is just whipping crosses in. I suppose one thing everyone's been good at this year, because crossing, like I mentioned earlier, is quite overpowered. And I'll tell you what, Nicarte swung that in outside of the boot. That looked like. And Altero comes to claim. We are struggling to find a way through Sampdoria here, it has to be said, and it is a concern, because I worry that we're going to be sort of constantly pressing forward to try and get a goal, and I am wary about potentially being caught out on a counter-attack. But once again we come forward, and it's Edin Dzeko who has to score, and does score. It's a fantastic finish from Edin Dzeko, 14th of the season, dinked over the goalkeeper. And I said it a few minutes ago that he's not really the type of striker to make a run in behind, and what happens? He scores by making a run in behind. And yeah, fantastic. I mean, this ball from Gagliardini, by the way, absolutely sensational. Lovely chest control from Dzeko, and the finish, pure finesse. That is the experience of someone like Edin Dzeko, who's obviously done a lot in the game, and obviously a bit of a hero at Manchester City as well. So will he be involved in that tie against them? As Sampdoria have come forward and they've equalised. Right, what? Out of absolutely nowhere, it's 1-1. And it's a fantastic finish from Vera. I think that's how you pronounce that. But it feels like we just kind of switched off. It all came from a throw-in. Quagliarella did well to get over to Candreva. And you can sort of see Vera there. No one's really picking him up. And he's got all the time in the world, it feels like. And it's, again, take nothing away from the finish, but I felt defensively we certainly could have done better there. It's frustrating that is their first effort on goal all game. And it's ended up in the back of net a minute after we take the lead. That is... I'm looking at the league table now and I'm starting to get a little bit nervous. If we don't win this game, if it finishes as it is and Milan win their game, they'll go to 72. So they'll be 8 points behind us with 8 games left. If we throw this away, I don't think I'll be able to live this down. Okay, hopefully that goal was just a bit of an anomaly then. As like I said, they don't really look that interested in coming forward and attacking us. It seems to be straight back to what it was before our goal, whereas it's constant pressure from us as Darmian into Arturo Vidal. And again, we're trying to dig out an opportunity to get the ball into the box here. I mean, Darmian's there as support. The ball comes in. Edin Dzeko at the near post, though, is there. And it's his second goal of the game, 15th of the season. And what a player he's been. I don't usually use sort of older players when I play FM in sort of longer-term saves. I always try and get my average squad age down quite low and sort of try and have a lot of, between the ages of 21, 25 sort of thing. But Edin Dzeko is a bit of an elder statesman in this team, has been fantastic when called upon this season. We had that period where Martinez was out injured, and it was him and Belotti were playing. It was our main strike duo, and he was fantastic. And yeah, 15 goals for him now, and he's on a hat-trick. So yeah, I think if you're managing Inter Milan, and I think for the first season, Edin Dzeko is certainly a useful player to have. And I mean, they brought him in as a Lukaku replacement in real life, and you have to say, even though he doesn't play every single week, he has done the job whenever called upon. So yeah, very happy with him. It's Joaquin Correa, by the way, racing through, hitting the post. What a goal that would have been for Correa. Just picked the ball up, ran through their entire defence, and he couldn't make it count, unfortunately. I feel like we need this second goal just to give us a bit of a cushion, because as we've seen before, Sampdoria can just sort of turn it on at any given notice. So if we can get this third goal and give us a bit of a cushion, then maybe we can sort of make a few tactical tweaks, just sort of make it a bit more comfortable for us in the second half. As Darmian looks sort of cross into the area, Lautaro Martinez can't keep his header down. As with a few minutes left to go of the half, it looks like we could be going in at half-time 2-1 to the good. As I say that, though, it's a highlight for Sampdoria, crossed in, De Vrij heads clear, comes back out to Vera, now looks like they're sort of turning the screw a little bit, trying to get themselves back on level terms before the break. As they look for that switch, and annoyingly, Depaoli has found him. Oh, that's probably not how you say it. Has found himself in space, and it's the low cross again that's caught us out. What is Handanovic doing? Quagliarella makes it 2-2. What is happening to us defensively at the moment? We are really, going forward, we seem to be just as effective, but defensively, in the last few games now, we have looked really not great. It has to be said. Okay, it's just basically the exact same goal we conceded against Sevilla in the last game. But yeah, Handanovic not coming off his line, not even trying to claim the ball. That is a bugbear of mine in this year's engine with goalkeepers. I mean, goalkeepers have been like this for a while, it feels like, in FM, but frustrating, really, really frustrating. As we're coming forward once again, though, with Darmian down this right-hand side. It's a lovely cross, and Correa can't keep it down. Why can't he keep it down? Darmian's giving away a free kick in a fairly dangerous position, and this is definitely shooting range for Sampdoria. Quagliarella is standing over it. He's gone for goal. He's hit the crossbar. We have a corner. Sensi over it. Whips it in. Looking for Niakate, who's hit the underside of the crossbar, and it's cleared. Oh, I can't believe it. Some of the chances we've missed. We should be at least 2 goals up, but we're not. Oh, goodness me. I guess we go a little bit more direct, and I think we're going to look to float the crosses a little bit more and hit them a bit earlier, shoot on sight as well. And maybe try and get down the whips a little bit more, and hopefully just try and find a winner from somewhere. Time is ticking away, though. I mean, 23 shots, 9 on target. Second half, we've absolutely battered them, but once again, defensively, and I'm looking at Handanovic's match rating into that game of a 6.4. It's a few games in a row now that we've not been good enough at keeping the ball out of the back of our net. And it is finished 2-2. It's another draw. It's back-to-back draws in the league. It's 3 2-2 draws in a row. And if you look at the league table then, Milan have their game in hand, as do Juve. Like I said, if Milan win, they go to 72, Juve go to 71, and with 8 games remaining, yeah, it becomes a bit more nervy. It feels like we're playing well, like we're creating loads of chances, and maybe on another day we score more than 2, but defensively it's a concern. I don't know whether I'm overthinking it. Like the first goal was just a bit of a screamer. Second goal is annoying because we conceded that a lot. It feels like. But yeah, let's have a look We played on the Saturday. I believe Milan and Juve will both play on the Sunday, so we are going to advance forward and see what the results were in those games. The prospect of bottling it now is becoming very real, and as a first series on the channel, the idea of bottling it in this fashion is filling me with a bit of dread of you, as I won't lie to you, as we've had this lad come through. He looks very, very good, you have to say. For 16 years old, he's 5'11", but he's got 11 jumping reach. One for the future. I say that even though we're not doing any more seasons after this. But yeah, not a great intake, but it doesn't really affect us. Yep, pretty much. There's a 1-0 win for Juve and a 2-1 win for Milan, despite an effort of a comeback from Venezia. Right then, 8 points is the gap now between us and Milan. 9 points is the gap between us and Juventus. Is that enough to call it officially a 3-horse race? I mean, we're looking so comfortable. And we're just starting to let it slip away a little bit now towards the end of the season, which is not ideal in the slightest. Just looking then, our games coming up. That Lazio game now then is absolutely huge. But I think the main focus should still be games against Manchester City, and which is what we're going to do in the next episode, I think. We'll play them back-to-back. And like I said, I'll just give you goal updates of the Torino game in between. But like looking at the rest of our fixtures then in the league, Bologna and Udinese at home, I've done this before, I can't remember how to pronounce it. Salernitana, smashed it, and Sassuolo away, and then Cagliari and Verona at home. I think that should be enough to get the job done and limp over the line to secure the title, but yeah, those last 3 results, definitely concerning. What happened between, like, look at this, like 4, 5, 5 and 5, and now we can't score more than 2, and we're conceding more. It's a worry, but hopefully we'll figure out a way to correct it, and we'll turn it around and secure the title that we definitely do deserve. That's going to wrap things up for today, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you in the next episode for that double header against Manchester City in the Champions League. Once again, if you are enjoying the series, do leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Let's get ourselves 200 subscribers. That would be superb. Once again as well, thank you for your patience and understanding with my current situation at home. So, like I said, I'm going to record the Manchester City game probably in a minute, to be honest, and have that ready to go out as well. But yeah, if there is like the odd week where there's no uploads or no streams or anything like that, just bear with me is probably the best advice. But yeah, thank you as always for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and I will see you in the next one against Manchester City. Take care of yourselves. Oh, I don't want to bottle it.